Hey everyone, this is Paramarsh Labs and we have built Taurus Swap. So the concept is, the future holds a million stable coins, but today's infrastructure isn't ready. Popular events like Uniswap and Curve weren't designed for this scale. Uniswap works well, but it fragments liquidity across many pools, and Curve supports multiple stablecoins, but all the liquidity is shared in a single structure, limiting flexibility and capital efficiency. So we took some inspiration from orbital research by Paradigm, which introduces a completely new mathematical approach using geometry instead of traditional curves. And based on this idea, we built Taurus Swap on Algorand, an AMM which is designed to handle many stablecoins in a single pool efficiently. And instead of simple curves, Taurus Swap models liquidity in a higher dimensional system and concentrates it around $1 price. That is where most of the trading happens. Now let's talk about the maths. To understand orbital, let's start how AMM usually works. It works like in the constant product formula, x dot y is equal to k. But orbital changes the math completely. Instead of a curve, it defines a surface in higher dimensions of this formula, where x is a vector of all the token reserves and r is a constant that defines the size of the pool. And this equation means that all of the valid reserve states lie on a sphere. At the center is the equal price point, where all of the reserves are equal. So all tokens are priced the same. The price comes from the geometry of the sphere. That is, for two tokens of I and j, the price is derived from this equation. So if one token reserves decreases, its price increases automatically. And to concentrate liquidity, orbital divides the sphere into regions called ticks. Now each tick is a portion of the sphere around the equal price point where the liquidity is active. As trades move further away, the system transitions between regions but still stays on a global invariant where all the ticks are combined. But this invariant behaves like a torus, which is what we solve during swaps. Now the key idea is consolidation. At any moment, ticks are either interior ticks where the trading happens freely inside the region, or boundary ticks where the reserves are pushed to the edge. Now instead of solving each tick separately, we mathematically combine all of the interior ticks into one FX tick structure and all of the boundary ticks into another structure. Now this reduces the entire system into a single global invariant which behaves like a torus, and that is the equation that we solve during swaps. So I present to you Taurus Swap. Hey everyone, this is the landing page of the Taurus Swap. So let's talk about the pool. So we have already deployed a pool with 5 tokens in it. We have done that because we had to optimize the math and basically optimize the maths for the hackathon purpose, but theoretically it can scale up to 10,000 stable coins in a single pool. But for now we have deployed 5 tokens for demo purpose, and as you can see, we already have some active positions in the pool. As you can see that this is a position that I created some time back, and as the swaps have happened, I have incurred some amount of profits and that I can claim. And as you can see that I have got the money back, and that is all right. So let's talk about how that we can add liquidity so that you can also gain some profits. For example, if you just want to deposit USDC, for now, if you don't have USDC, you can just go and click on the faucet and you can just opt in and get the money or the token that you want. These are mock tokens that we have created for the hackathon purpose, for demo purpose. Let's deposit 10 amount of USDC and initialize the position. So what is happening in the background is that we're doing mini swaps to convert your money into the various tokens so that you can deposit the money. And that's right. So we have created a liquidity position and we can view it. So as the trades happen, you can gain some profits there. And if you want to see, you can also see some deep analytics about the pools. So this is the current liquidity depth of the various tokens of the pool, and as you can see that we have conducted multiple swaps of USDC and USDT. The pool has drifted in a certain threshold, like in a certain condition, where the amount of USDC or USDT is less. You can also see the various liquidity depth by ticks, or like the growth per tokens, or the recent activities that has happened. And let's talk about the portfolio. This is the amount of the tokens that you have swapped or gathered over the period of time. And let's talk about the trade. Yes, I got the money. And that's it.